Okay, I thought I'd take some time to show people what they can do with an oil furnace or an oil hot water heater if you ever happen to run out halfway through the night or on a Sunday or something and you can't get any oil trucks in. You may fall into this predicament. What you can do, first of all, I should tell you, some people may not recommend it, but I've done it. Lots of people I know have done it. You can always use diesel fuel, okay, if you have a oil furnace. Never use gasoline or kerosene. What I like to do, we use our furnace sometimes through the night, is I keep a small jerry can down the basement all the time with some diesel fuel in it, and that way if I happen to run out and the truck can't come, or if it's late at night, I've got enough to get it started again, because we also actually have an oil hot water heater. Now, if you're waiting for the truck to come and you've run out and they've shut off on you, what happens is there'll be a reset button that shuts off so that the pump doesn't keep running and running and running all the time with no oil in it. And if you reset it, it's going to turn on and it'll just shut off again. So what you want to look for, and I'm pretty sure all of these pumps are going to be basically the same, but each make will have its own shape or whatever. You're going to look for a bleed, be a bolt on there. Okay, so what I do is I'll just take a little can or something, put underneath, and I have a wrench, or you can use pliers or whatever, and what you want to do is you want to loosen this, loosen it off, and what happens is when you hit your reset button, it's going to start to run, and it's going to start to run some of that diesel fuel out, or stove oil, and it'll be mixed with air and whatnot, and what you're looking for is a solid steady stream before you close that valve. And when you close that valve, it's going to create the pressure again to go back up into your firing nozzle, and you'll hear the thing turn on. Now what I do is I do it just on the hot water heater, because the line comes through the furnace and then to the hot water heater. And you're going to notice this too, it'll shut off after a while, so it'll take a little bit of time for it to reset itself, and you can do that again, because if I do it now it won't work. There's a time relay on it. And yeah, you're just looking for a nice steady stream to come out, and you'll see in a second what you're looking for. The thing I like about that is that if you are waiting on a truck or something, most gas bars, I know like back in the 80s a lot of them didn't have diesel, but today I think most of them will have diesel, and all you need is a jerry can or something, and you can get enough to get you through the night or whatever till the truck can show up. But I do want to specify one more time, never use gasoline, ever, or even kerosene. Make sure it's diesel. You can also go to a farmer. Farm diesel's the same thing pretty much as what you're going to buy at the store. It'll be colored. If you're in Canada, I don't know about the States, but if you're at least in Ontario, it'll be colored if it's from a farm. It'll be red looking. That's just a dye because they don't pay taxes on it the same way that you do at the pump. And I'm on my second try. It takes 2 to 3 times in my particular case because it's got a long way to come around. You can see how it's got a lot of air in there still. If you're not sure where your bleeder valve is, sometimes take a look around your ductwork on the top. Whoever installed it may have put the owner's manual. I found mine stuck up on top of the on top of this here, and they were courteous enough to leave it for me. And you can check your owner's manual on it, and there'll be probably some diagrams or whatever to show you where it is. That's what you're looking for there. There's still going to be a little bit of air, but you can see how it's getting more and more of a solid stream. So what it is, you want to try and get all the air out of there before you close this valve off, because once you do, it'll start firing up. And if there's air come through, there's a mechanism here, a safety. I think there's like a light sensor. I think that's how this one works. And it'll shut off again, and then you'll have to wait and keep trying it that way. This is a lot faster. Nice solid steady stream there coming out, and you just turn it finger tight and you can hear that come on. It's fired up, and of course mine shut off because I let it sit too long. Normally there's a time limit on it too, so because I was trying to show you it ran a little longer than it normally would have, but now I know that it's got a steady stream in there. Most of the air, if not all of it's come out of the system, so I just tightened it up. It went and put the pressure back to the nozzle, the spray nozzle, and it fired up. So I'll just give it one more second and it should be good to go. There we go. And you might see it sputter like this a bit, or you can hear that. I don't think you can hear it on camera. And that's alright, there's probably just a little bit of air still left in it. And you just want to make sure that it's going to stay running for a bit. That way you know it'll stay on. And my furnace over here, it'll have the same thing. And I'll just press that, reset it, and you can see the flame there. So I know it's fired up good. Something else I'll just show you too, for people that have just bought a home, you may have never had a furnace like this before. You may not be aware, most people are, but you might not be. There's air filters in these, and they're not too hard to take in and out. All they are is just like a little paper, I keep a bunch of them here, and you can already see it's got a little bit of dust in it. I just changed this, so I'll just take that out while I got it out, and just change it as often as you need it. Some people may say at least once a year, twice, depending on what your needs are. Yeah, and it just slides in, just like that, nothing special. Too, on oil furnaces, there'll be another filter here. Wherever yours may be, there'll be a filter for the stove oil to keep any sediment out. You may want to keep an eye on that and change it, whatever's recommended. Check with your local furnace people for that. So I hope this little it's been helpful. I know being a homeowner can be a challenge sometimes. There's always something going on, like an old car. I can't imagine what a car would look like if it was 160 years old.